4.
Alright, so this video is going to be all about self-reflection. GPS usually stands for Global Positioning System, and we use it to triangulate our position and provide pathways to where we want to go. I've modified GPS to stand for Graham's Pathway to Serenity. And by serenity, I mean being at peace with yourself. And it doesn't have to be right now in this moment. It could be later on down the road when you're looking back at your life. Are you at peace with yourself? This should provide a pathway to get there. Self-reflection is so important, yet I feel that many people do not do this on a regular basis. This is something that you can do in the car on the way home or on the way to somewhere. This is something you can do before bed. Find some time, preferably when you're alone, where you can truly, seriously think about yourself. The G stands for genuine. You need to be unique by having greater awareness of yourself and your environment. Every experience that you have teaches you more about yourself and the world around you. You need to develop a massive awareness in order to figure out who you are. Sometimes we become dissatisfied with our own life, and we look at other people's life and say, the grass must be greener on the other side. And what we want to do is copy that person's life. We want to make it our own, but Pablo Picasso once said, good artists copy, great artists steal. If you see things in other people that you like, certain aspects that you like, it's better to steal those aspects. This is a good form of stealing. Steal those aspects of who they are and form yourself from those things. Don't try to be someone else entirely. You need to take certain aspects of the people around you and combine them to form who you are. You don't always have to look at the positive either. The only thing better than learning from your own mistakes is learning from other people's mistakes. That way you don't have to make those mistakes yourself. I believe that there are natural inclinations, things that you are naturally inclined to be good at. But I also believe that no matter what your inclinations are, you can always develop what you currently have into something better. You can never do better than your best, but you can always improve what your best is. What are your strengths and weaknesses? What are you good at? What are you not so good at? Who are your mentors? The people that you surround yourself with, your support network, the glue that holds everything together. Who are you taking advice from? This should help you answer the question, who are you? You can start by saying your name, but before long, you'll understand that this question is much deeper than that. The P stands for purposeful. You need to act with purpose and find your calling. Ideally, everything that you do will have a purpose. Once you figure out who you are, that will help you figure out what your calling is. Aristotle said, where your talents and the needs of the world cross, lies your calling. Is what you're doing right now making you happy? Is there a gap between where you are now and where you want to be? You should have long-term and short-term goals to close this gap. Look at the feedback from your environment. How is what you're doing? How do your actions affect others? Every one of us creates a ripple in the world. The question is, where are your ripples and how big are they? This will help you answer the question, what is your purpose? You'll find that it has a lot to do with how your actions affect others. The S stands for structured. You need to organize your beliefs by developing yourself physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and socially. Recognize that everybody is different. There's so many different things that you can do physically, that you can learn about mentally, that you can have faith in spiritually, that you can feel emotionally. There's so many different people that you can interact with socially. You need a filtering system to organize all of these beliefs. Caroline Lawrence said, "Plot is what happens in your story. Every story needs structure, just as everybody needs a skeleton. It is how you flesh out and clothe your structure that makes each story unique." Where are your boundaries between right and wrong? This gets into ethics or moral philosophy. The world we live in is not so black and white. You should look for extremes to help you find the balance with these things. For example, is violence always bad? What if somebody's trying to defend themselves and the ones that they love from evil? There are laws that society has put in place governing what is right and what is wrong, but there's a lot of fuzzy areas, and what you need to do is figure out what your personal laws are. Religion can be very helpful here. How do your beliefs determine your behavior? How does your prior knowledge affect what you're doing now? This should help you answer the question, what do you believe? And you'll find that many times you don't know what you believe because you haven't thought it through yet. This brings us to our summary. You need to be genuine, you need to be purposeful, and you need to be structured. These are characteristics that everybody should have, and you need to define what these characteristics mean to you. This is the big picture. Who are you? What is your purpose? What do you believe? Remember that the answers to these questions can and will change over time. That is why you need to constantly ask these questions to yourself. I hope this GPS is helpful to you, and I hope that you follow it as your pathway to serenity. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more educational videos that build foundational concepts.
1, 2, 3, 4.